Oh, this is so lightweight. Oh my gosh. Hey everyone, Micah here with EbikeSchool.com, and today I am unboxing the JackRabbit XG, an awesome little micro electric bike. What's a micro e-bike, you might be wondering? Well, let's find out. Now I actually have the JackRabbit OG, their original micro e-bike, and it's already an awesome little ride. So I'm super excited to try out their newer version, the XG, which is just a little bit bigger, a little more range, and a little more capabilities. Already I've got the accessories here. This looks like the mega metal foot pegs and the, what is this, the charger? Oh, it's the light set. All right, cool. So yeah, despite being a tiny little micro e-bike, these things are really customizable. There's even more, we'll get to that in a minute. I know what you guys want to see is what the bike actually looks like. So let's pull that out. Oh, this is so lightweight. Oh my gosh. This is a 32 pound, I think, e-bike. You can do one-handed. Whoops, what did I just drop? Just the fender set, probably fine. These look like the instructions. Probably won't need those, but just in case, let's see what we got here. You can already tell how small this thing is, but it's actually bigger than the JackRabbit OG, which, by the way, at the end of this video, someone will be winning a free JackRabbit OG, their original mini bike, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video to see how that could be you. It's all thanks to JackRabbit kindly helping to sponsor my e-bikes for good program, which pairs people in need with an electric bike for free. So make sure you stick around if you need an e-bike to get around, but you can't afford one, because someone watching this video is going to win one of these bikes. All right, almost got the handlebars clear. Let's get those bars in. It's a nifty little spiral locking thing. All right, now let's get a look at this bike. I call it a bike. I mean, it's not really a bicycle in the sense that it doesn't have pedals. It's got these foot pegs you see here. So technically this is more of, I think, what you'd call a seated scooter, but it rides like an e-bike or like a bicycle because it's got these 20-inch bike wheels. So it has the sort of functionality and the lightweight of a scooter, but feels more like a bicycle for people who like the stability of, you know, sitting down. It's not a lot of assembly to this. Basically, it was just putting those handlebars on, and then the rest is just removing the packaging. Oh, look at this, a reusable cable tie. That's neat. That's cool, so you don't have to cut it off. I like that. All right, we're almost done with all the packaging here. Man, this is really quick. Normally I spend like 20, 30 minutes screwing together all the pieces. I think that's it. Let's get those foot pegs down. All right, let's see if it fires up. There we go, first try. And we're live. Oh man. All right, now let's go look at the proportions here. Now, believe it or not, I can already tell you this is bigger than my JackRabbit OG. Oh, forgot a little bit of packaging there. The first major difference I'm seeing is the addition of that front brake. The OG only has the rear brake. It's also got a shorter wheelbase, I feel like. So I imagine that the lack of the front brake there was so people don't, you know, go over the bars. This one's a little bit longer, you're a little further back, so I don't think that'll be as much of an issue. You know, has more of a bicycle proportion to it. The other major difference here is you can see in the frame, it's got this down tube, and the top tube supports 2 batteries now instead of that single battery. Not sure where the keys are. Oh, looks like, you don't need the key. They've replaced it with, you can either have a key lock or this more convenient, just thumb screw lock. Interesting. All right. So let's pop both these batteries out. Now these are probably one of the coolest parts of the JackRabbit system, is that it uses these really small batteries. I've actually flown with my JackRabbit OG before, and these are small enough you could take it on a plane. Each one of these is about 151.2 kilowatt hours. So 2 slots, that gets you 303-ish, 202.4 watt hours of capacity. All right, let's lock those in. Now what they say is that each of these batteries is good for about 10 miles of range, and I found that to be actually pretty accurate. They used to say 12 miles, and what I was finding was I'd get closer to 10, and they actually updated their range that they advertised to 10 miles, so I respect that they've actually changed their marketing to make it even more accurate. So 2 batteries here, that gets you 20 miles of range, but they actually have an even bigger battery. I think I got one. I think that's, it's in the packaging over here. Yeah, the Range Buster. Oh man, this thing is chunky compared to the original batteries. Man, look at this chunky mother. All right, this looks like a little plate that secures on the bottom. So let's compare. This is 360 watt hours, about 2.4 times as big. So this one will get you about 24 miles as opposed to 10 miles on these. So if you put 2 of these in, you get 48 miles on this bike. So let's pop one of these in and see what it looks like. It's interesting, I didn't realize it had this like keeper plate on the bottom. Gotta get the seat clamp out of the way. Then we pop that plate on the bottom. There we go. So it's got these 2 like, you know, side saddle modules here in addition to the main module. So you could actually pop 2 of these on. Woo! Oh man, this thing is torquey. Yeah, all right. This is going to be a fun little runabout. Let's go around and have a little fun playing with it right out of the box. Looks like it's got most of a full charge already. Let's have some fun. The best part of getting a new e-bike is always the riding it, of course. Now, I could tell you what my first thoughts were after my initial test ride, or I could just take you along with me on my first test ride. Alright, first ride on the JackRabbit XG. Man, this thing is so much more powerful than it looks like it should be. Oh my gosh, it weirdly rips. The front tire is definitely bigger, at least wider than on my JackRabbit OG. Like I can hear the tire roar when I'm rolling a 20. Oh my gosh, it is so nimble. Look how nimble this is. I guess that's what happens when your wheelbase is like 18 inches or whatever. Oh my gosh, this is just too fun. It's so low and so small feeling, you can really lean into those turns. It's got these nice big, wide, or relatively wide tires too. Also makes you feel comfortable leaning harder. All right, let's try a little off-roading here. Oh, oh man. All right, there's no suspension, but it's doing pretty well. Gotta come out of the saddle a little bit. Oh man, this is too much fun. I feel like if you added that suspension seat post that they offer, that would make a huge difference here. Because that's the one thing, you can really feel that saddle hitting you when you go off-roading. These roads are pretty nice, but I can imagine hitting a pothole would be a similar sensation. Now I guess I haven't told you the specs yet, so you're probably still wondering on a lot of these details. Let's lay out the major specs here. The JackRabbit XG hits a top speed of 20 miles per hour on throttle. It does not have a pedal assist top speed because, well, unless maybe if you Fred Flintstoned it. For range, as I mentioned, each one of those batteries gives you 10 miles, so you get 20 miles of range total. Though you can swap in one of those Range Buster batteries and you'll get 34 miles. Or you could double up with 2 of those Range Buster batteries and get 48 miles. And you'll still have those other 2 in your pocket to swap in and get 68 miles of range. Basically, you've got as much range as you want depending how many batteries you want to carry. Oh, and they're also UL compliant batteries too, and they can be charged either on the bike or removed for charging somewhere other than where you locked your bike. That rear motor there, that's a 500 watt powerhouse, and it really feels very peppy, though partly because it's just extra torquey on a small 20-inch wheel. Both wheels use 2.6-inch wide tires with an all-terrain tread. This is a bike that's obviously designed for the asphalt, but as you saw, you can take it off-road a bit if you don't mind popping out of the saddle. There are front and rear mechanical disc brakes on cute little 160mm rotors, and the entire bike supports riders up to 275 pounds and has a height range of riders between 4'9" to 6'6", which is to say just about anyone unless your height puts you on the extreme end of the bell curve. Also, if you are taller than 6'6", please come borrow my bike, I would love to see that. So yeah, it's small, but it's not uncomfortably small. It's just designed to be small so it's extra portable. You can easily fit it in the trunk of a car, or apparently a lot of people get these to bring them on their small plane or on their boat, though I'm guessing they've got a nicer boat than I do. I think the idea is that then you have a nice small bike to ride around once you reach an airport or a marina. I don't know, my boat generally doesn't go far enough for that to be an issue, but I get the advantage of having a capable 20-mile-per-hour tiny e-bike for when you're traveling. In fact, I've flown around the world with my JackRabbit OG before, and it's super convenient to bring along a little e-bike with you on trips, especially since the little batteries are small enough for several airlines to let you fly with them. Now, speaking of those batteries, one upgrade here on the JackRabbit XG that I think you might want to pay attention to are the little thumb screw locks for the batteries. While they're definitely more convenient for day-to-day use than the old key switch, anyone who wants to lock their bike up, like on campus, and doesn't want to bring the batteries in with them in their bag, may want to pick up the key lock accessory, so you can swap those thumb screws out for the key locks. In fact, there are a lot of interesting accessories available for the bike. I got a few of them to try out, including the LED lights that you can add to the bike to run off of the main battery, which is super convenient so you don't need to charge up separate lights, which I've always hated. If you've got an e-bike, then you've already got a big battery, you might as well use it. I also got the Mega foot pegs, which just give you a broader place to put your feet. The stock foot pegs are probably fine for most people, but these are nicer if you want to feel more real estate beneath your shoes. I also got the rear fender attachment, which is probably nice if you live in a place with a lot of puddles or a lot of rain, but I'm not a huge fan of the look and I prefer the minimalism of the stock bike without it. But I can definitely see the utility so you don't rooster tail your nice shirts. I apparently only own one shirt though and it's black, so problem solved. Now there's another really cool kind of hidden feature with the JackRabbit XG here, and that's the pivoting handlebars to make it even more compact. You can open up this quick release here, slide the bars up, and then just turn them 90 degrees to the right. Once you lock them back down, the bike is now super narrow. In fact, when you fold up these foot pegs here, the bike is only 7 inches wide. So you can see how this would be easy to slide under a bed, into a closet, maybe under a table, behind a couch, all sorts of places where you'd want to like stash your bike out of the way and not have it take up a lot of space. When you're ready to ride, you just open up this quick release again, you spin the handlebars back into place, lock it down, and once you've got your foot pegs folded back down, you're ready to rock and roll. Simple as that. If you ask me, there's a lot to like about the JackRabbit XG. It's silly and kind of weird, but I like it. That being said, it's not without its faults, and there are some disadvantages here. There's no suspension, there are no gears, there are no pedals, and so this is obviously designed for a certain niche of rider, someone who favors the extreme portability and small size over higher power and faster speeds. It's also not cheap at $1,749, though this is JackRabbit's flagship model. If you don't need the dual batteries or many of the other upgrades like the dual brakes, the LCD screen, etc., you can snatch up the OG JackRabbit for under $1,000 still, or you can get some of those upgrades with the new OG2 that recently launched. So I do like that even for such a small and specific niche e-bike, they've still got a wide set of options and price ranges to fit different riders. I know that the JackRabbit is a bit of an odd micro bike. I get it. It's weird, it's different, it's silly, it's a lot of things. But despite all that, or perhaps because of all that, I freaking love this thing. It is just so convenient. It's super small and lightweight, so it's easy to bring just about anywhere to stow it away. I love that turning feature on the handlebars there so that it gets real nice and flat. You can slide it under a bed in a dorm room or behind a couch in an apartment. There's just so much to like here. Yeah, it's weird, but I think that's a great thing. So obviously, you know, these are not cheap bikes. If you're kind of doing a dollar per watt comparison, you're not going to get very far here because this is a smaller bike. It's, you know, not as powerful as a 750 watt adventure fat tire bike. But with all those other things it has going for it, I just don't see another option that has these types of features at this price point. You know, even just being able to fly with these batteries is a huge deal. There's almost no e-bike you can do that with. So that's a cool thing by itself. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I am going to be giving away a JackRabbit. It's going to be the JackRabbit OG, the original bike. So a big thank you to the company JackRabbit for helping me sponsor this giveaway. This is part of eBikes for Good, a program I started to find people who need a leg up in life and who a electric bicycle could help give them back mobility, give them transportation, give them some freedom that they just don't have in their life right now and something that they can't afford. So as part of eBikes for Good, I'm going to be giving away that JackRabbit OG. The OG, this was my first experience with JackRabbit at all, and this is how I fell in love with the brand. The bike is even smaller. It weighs, I think, 24 pounds. So, I mean, it's a featherweight when you go to pick it up. It's a little bit smaller. I think the wheelbase is a little bit shorter. The front tire is a little bit narrower, so it doesn't have, you know, the off-road tire up front. Though in some ways, it's almost nicer because it weighs less and it's more compact. If you don't need the 2 battery slots here, if 10 miles of range is enough for you for just local trips, or if you just want to use that range buster battery and pop in the single big battery to get 24 miles with the OG, then it's kind of perfect for you. You know, you don't need that second battery bay. If you do need the second battery to go further, you're going to want the XG here. But for so many people, that OG is just going to be enough. And like I said, I fell in love with that original bike, and so I still think it's amazing. I'm excited to send it to somebody who needs a leg up. Now, how's this gonna work? If that sounds like you, maybe you need a way to get to work, maybe you want to visit family, any reason that an e-bike would be helpful for you to get around, but you just can't afford one, I want to know about it. Head on over to my site, EbikeSchool.com/ebikesforgood. There's an entry form there you can fill out. Let me know your situation and why a JackRabbit OG would be a great bike to get you out again. From the deserving entrants, there will be a randomly selected winner announced at the end of my next video, and that person will be winning a free JackRabbit OG. Now it is time to announce the winner of the eBikes for Good giveaway from my last video. And the randomly selected winner is Donna E. So congratulations, I am super excited to get that e-bike out to you. And everybody watching this video right now, if you want a chance to win a free JackRabbit OG, make sure you head on over to EbikeSchool.com/ebikesforgood. Let me know your story, how it could help you, and hopefully you'll be the winner of that free e-bike. Last but not least, before I go, it is time to announce the winner of the book giveaway from my last video. And the randomly selected commenter who will be winning a free copy of one of my books is Dan Biddle. So congratulations, just let me know which one of my books you'd like. You can choose from DIY Lithium Batteries, DIY Solar Power, The Ultimate Do-It-Yourself E-Bike Guide, or my latest book, The Electric Bike Manifesto. Anybody else wants a chance to win one of my books for free? All you gotta do is put a comment down below this video. You can say anything you'd like, and hopefully you'll be the randomly selected commenter at the end of my next video. Anybody who doesn't want to wait that long to hopefully win a copy of one of my books, you can always find them on Amazon. All right, thanks for watching everybody. I'll see you here next time.